What's up, YouTube? So I think before I even get into this video, I'm pretty sure I'm going to make some of y'all a little bit upset when I say this. I've had a lot of people ask me in the past, where do I stand on term limits? It's been talked about a lot. A lot of people want term limits, and at surface value, it may sound like a good idea. This video is going to be why term limits are a bad idea, and they're not the actual fix to the problem at hand. They may be some sort of like a Tylenol where it subdues a little bit of the symptoms that are going on in the country, but they are not the answer. And I'm trying to do this in one part if I possibly can, so bear with me like always. But term limits, term limits don't fix the problem, as I've already said. All they do is they remove someone from office. Well, that's our job. That's our job as the voter. It's our job to be, educated. It's our job to know who our representatives are, know who our senators are. And when they do something bad, we remove them. Or if they've been there for too long and we don't like that, it's on us to vote them out of office. But we, the people, have failed in our duty. We, the people, are failing. That's the root problem, is that we, the people, are not doing what we need to be doing. So we're looking to put a bandaid over it. The bandaid is called term limits. The bandaid is how we get rid of people that we, the people, have not had the due diligence to get rid of ourselves. So the idea of term limits, yeah, sure, maybe it wouldn't ruin anything, and I'm not going to stand up and adamantly oppose it. If it does go through, then it goes through. It's not the end of the world. It's not one of those issues that I take, super seriously. But the founding fathers didn't put term limits in our Constitution. Why do you think that is? They didn't see it as necessary because they knew that it was the duty of the people to identify bad politicians and remove them. On top of that, not only when you remove politicians, for example, Rand Paul, fantastic politician, most of us probably agree with him that are on the right. I love Rand Paul. I don't want the man ever to be termed out. I don't want to replace Rand Paul just to replace Rand Paul. He's a fantastic representative, or senator, and should not be removed just because he's been there for a while, right? But if he went bad, then yeah, we could be able to remove him. But that's our job. That's our job. But say we do remove those people. Say we term them out at 8 years, 10 years, whatever it may be. Then as soon as they're gone, some wide-eyed young representative or young, senator shows up to fill his place, unaware of the swamp that is DC, unaware of how that place really works, the inner goo of the swamp. And you know who abuses them? You know who gets a massive boost of power whenever term limits are implemented? Someone gets a massive boost of power. It's the lobbyists. Because the lobbyists don't get termed out. They stay there for life. And this wide-eyed freshman comes into the new Congress, and he sits down and gets wined and dined. He gets smooth-talked, and he gets swindled in, and they manipulate them, man. So I'm telling you, there is a very real dark side of term limits, and that is you push a lot of power toward these unelected bureaucrats, these unelected, people like lobbyists, people that are going to wine and dine, people like that. And we get rid of people for no reason, right? Rand Paul, remember, Rand Paul, I love Rand Paul. I'll use him as an example. I don't want him to be removed from office just because. Now, if he does something bad, yes, that's on us. It's our due diligence to remove bad elected officials. So I think the idea of term limits, although they're fine, I'm not, like I said, it's not a hill I die on. I'm not a big supporter of term limits because it's a Band-Aid. That's all it is it's a Band-Aid. It's a temporary fix. It quells the symptoms of the disease. The problem is that we're not doing our due diligence. We are not holding up our end of the bargain as the American people, and we don't want to be responsible. That's what it is. We're pushing off responsibility that should be ours. It's our responsibility to figure out who's crap. It's our responsibility to say, he's been in there for 40 years. I think it's time to get rid of him, right? That's our responsibility, and term limits are an attempt to push that responsibility away from the people so that the people don't have to be constantly watching, ever diligent of their government. So that's my 10 cents. I know a lot of people haven't heard that side of it, and it's probably seeing the title of this video may shock some of you guys that I'm not a big fan of term limits, but that's my reason. And as always, you guys take care. God bless. Keep me in your prayers. Keep your nation in your prayers, and I'll see you next time.